Don't you see? He's got us now. Okay, this is exactly what he wants. We can't go to the police, not now. He's made sure of that. He's just out there and he's watching us and waiting. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
I Know What You Did Last Summer is a 1997 horror thriller film directed by Jim Gillespie and written by screenwriter Kevin Williamson that was one of a number of 1990s horror films that would revitalize the slasher genre during that decade. On the 4th of July in Southport, North Carolina, Julie James, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, and her boyfriend Ray Bronson, played by Freddie Prinze Jr., are recent high school graduates enjoying summer before Julie heads off to college. They spend time with Julie's best friend, beauty queen Helen Shivers, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and her boyfriend Barry Cox, played by Ryan Phillippe. Julie also runs into her friend Max, played by actor Johnny Galecki.
How about I take you out before you leave town, kind of a bon voyage thing?
While Julie is nice to Max, she quickly friend-zones his romantic advances. The four friends travel to the beach, and they drink and they fool around. Since Ray is the only one sober, he decides to be the designated driver back home. However, when Barry spills alcohol in the car, distracting Ray, they accidentally hit a stranger standing in the middle of the road.
I couldn't see it! Look, I swear!
Is he dead?
I don't know. Check his pulse. No way! You're the one who rammed it!
Just do it!
The teens argue over what to do, and soon after, Max drives by. Julie attempts her best to distract him.
Julie? What, you got car trouble?
Actually, it's Barry. He's had way too much to drink, and we're trying to keep the upchuck out of the new car.
Well, doesn't look so new anymore.
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Daddy's gonna be mad.
Despite Julie wanting to tell the authorities what happened, Barry, drunken in a rage, demands that they dump the body in the water at nearby docks. Barry makes all of them swear to take the secret to their graves.
We take this to our grave! Let me hear it! Let it go, Barry! You fucking say it.
Okay, Barry, we take this to the grave.
One year passes and Julie returns home from her stay at college in Boston. Tired, doing poorly in school, and single since breaking up with Ray after the previous summer's events, Julie receives an ominous letter. She goes to the local department store and runs into Helen's sister Elsa, played by Bridget Wilson. Surprisingly, she finds Helen, who had planned on living in New York City to pursue acting, working at the store with her sister.
Somebody sent this to me.
Oh my God.
Somebody knows, Helen. How?
After telling Barry about the letter, he becomes skeptical that it has anything to do with what happened.
I know what you did last summer. Ooh, what a crock of shit.
We need help.
Yeah, I'll say. You know what? You guys should check out a mirror once in a while. You two look like shit run over twice.
You're a prick.
He also begins to suspect that Max may be the one taunting them since he had passed by during the accident.
Look, you shit, we got your little letter.
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't fuck with me, Max! You saw us that night.
What the fuck are you on, huh? Jesus Christ!
Listen, I'm gonna say this once. I'll fucking kill your ass. I got no problem with
Get
that.
the fuck off me! Get off of me!
They also run into Ray, now working as a fisherman on the docks.
Look, I thought a lot about last summer. I know you hold me responsible.
for what happened.
I don't hold you responsible. No, I'm responsible for my own actions, and I don't blame you. But I don't want to know you either.
Soon, a person wearing a slicker and wielding a hook begins terrorizing the group. Helen finds her hair chopped up. Barry is chased down by a car and injured.
What do you want?
And Julie finds a dead body covered in fucking crabs inside her trunk. Eventually, Julie and Helen begin their own investigation into the identity of the man they killed, hoping to find out who the killer is and the motive for his actions.
He's behind this. How many fucked up fishermen are out there?
Look, he's after me too. I got a letter.
Oh, you got a letter. I got run over. Helen gets her hair chopped off. Julie gets a body in a trunk, and you get a letter? That's balance.
Now, this film began as a screenplay written by Kevin Williamson. The script didn't go anywhere until 1996, when his other screenplay, Scream, became a colossal box office hit. Kevin Williamson wrote this script before Scream, but had been unable to sell it. After the mega success of Scream, Columbia Pictures quickly scooped up this script and rushed it right into production. The story is based on the 1973 novel of the same name by Lois Duncan. Lois Duncan lost a daughter named Caitlin who had been murdered in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1989. For decades, the drive-by shooting murder went unsolved until the year 2021 when police arrested Paul Apodaca. He confessed to murdering 3 young women in 1988 and 1989, including Caitlin, and was brought to justice. Lois Duncan died in 2016, 5 years before her daughter's killer was caught. Lois Duncan's books did something very few authors have ever done. She would update new editions of her books with the latest in technological advancements as well as cultural references. So a book that may have been written with payphones and references to Vietnam would be updated with cell phones and references to Iraq. I found that kind of interesting. The movie was filmed in the spring of 1997 in Sonoma County, California, as well as Southport, North Carolina. Southport is known for an annual 4th of July festival, which attracts up to 50,000 people every year. For the role of Julie James, actress Melissa Joan Hart was offered the role, but she turned it down. Melissa Joan Hart thought the film was just a ripoff of Scream. Danielle Harris of Halloween 4 and 5 fame was considered, and Sarah Michelle Gellar auditioned for the role. They then offered the role to Reese Witherspoon. She declined, but she did recommend her then-boyfriend Ryan Phillippe for the role of Barry. Eventually, the role of Julie went to Texas-born actress Jennifer Love Hewitt. Hewitt was 18 years old at the time, and she had become well known on the popular Fox family drama Party of Five, which aired between 1994 and 2000. In fact, her character Sarah was spun off onto a series of her own called Time of Your Life that would air for a single season from 1999 until 2000. Director Jim Gillespie said that he cast Jennifer Love Hewitt in the lead role because of her ability to project vulnerability. Due to her very ample bosom, producers asked Jennifer Love Hewitt if she would film a nude shower scene. She refused. One producer was actually quoted as saying, "I guess we'll have to make do with highlighting her massive cleavage." And they do. Throughout the film, Jennifer Love Hewitt was fitted in very tight, low-cut shirts. She stated that she liked this as it helped her move into more mature film roles. Funny enough, early in the movie, the characters of Barry and Ray are discussing Sarah Michelle Gellar's breasts, despite the reaction of nearly every moviegoer being fixated on Jennifer Love Hewitt's breasts. All kidding aside, her breasts and cleavage were a huge selling point for the film. Indeed, when they did a sequel in 1998, nearly 1/3 of the entire poster was of Jennifer Love Hewitt's breasts. Johnny Galecki used to know Jennifer Love Hewitt. They had lived in the same apartment building when he was doing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation in the late 1980s, and Hewitt recommended him for the role of Max. Now, this movie was part of a trend in the 1990s that saw horror slasher films cast with characters from popular television shows of the time. Another Party of Five actress, Neve Campbell, would get the lead role in Scream. She worked alongside Courtney Cox, who was on the TV show Friends. Sarah Michelle Gellar was starring in Buffy the Vampire Slayer at the time. Johnny Galecki had just been starring on the hit ABC sitcom Roseanne. Kevin Williamson would even wind up abandoning horror for one of his projects, and he wrote a teen drama called Dawson's Creek, which would air on the WB from 1998 until 2003. In fact, the fictional beach the teens go to at the beginning of this film was called Dawson's Beach.
Hey, let's beam down to Dawson's Beach. Little joyride?
Despite having nearly no lines between each other's characters, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. met each other on the set of this film in 1997, and they would begin dating in the year 2000. Eventually, they would work together in the two film versions of Scooby-Doo in 2002 and 2004. The two were married in September of 2002. Ryan Phillippe is such an asshole as the character of Barry, but I almost like his character because he has balls, way more balls than Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character. And some of his dialogue is actually funny.
That's him, huh? Hard to believe that's the guy.
Yeah, his face isn't splattered all over the world, dumbass.
The marketing for this movie was huge back in the summer of 1997, and the movie was presented as being from the creator of Scream.
The creator of Scream has done it again.
Despite Kevin Williamson having written the screenplays of both movies, Miramax Films filed a lawsuit against Columbia Pictures for false advertising, since Wes Craven was the actual director of Scream. A federal judge agreed, and Columbia Pictures removed the claim from advertising. Nevertheless, upon its release on October 17, 1997, I Know What You Did Last Summer was a major box office hit. Filmed on a budget of $17 million, this movie made over $72 million in the United States and a worldwide gross of $126 million, making it one of the highest grossing slasher films in history. This movie would spend 3 weeks at number 1 in the United States of America. The ice that you see inside the storage of the boat was actually gelatin, so Jennifer Love Hewitt could move around comfortably inside. And if you look at the ice close enough, you can see the ice cubes jiggle. In 2018, Jennifer Love Hewitt revealed that the iconic scene where Julie twirls around looking up screaming was actually the idea of a kid who had won a contest to come on set and create one small moment for the movie. The kid said, "I want her to stand in the street and turn around and just scream, 'What are you waiting for, huh?'" Jennifer Love Hewitt and others were skeptical, but they put it in the movie, and it became one of the better remembered scenes.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
That scene and others were parodied in the 2000 comedy hit Scary Movie.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
What am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? You!
Oh my God!
That film, directed and written by the Wayans brothers, was a massive hit upon its release in July of 2000. My father and I went to see it in theaters, and everybody in the theater was rolling. That film was nearly a word-for-word parody of both Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Some people have stated that since that movie came out in 2000, they have trouble taking this movie seriously.
We have to call the police.
No way! I ain't going to jail!
We have to.
Hey, Cindy! Do you know what they do to young boys in prison?
Hey, you're right, Cindy. Maybe we should call the police.
I enjoy this movie as a late 1990s slasher. This film, Scream 2, Halloween H2O, The Faculty, Urban Legend, All of those were released in 1997 or 1998, and they hold a special place in my movie heart as being part of my adolescence. I highly recommend I Know What You Did Last Summer.